the case, without further doobly-doo, our band of adventurers, the Talaria, are currently resting in the druid town of Repharim while they await a decision by the Inner Circle regarding Aki's dragon mark and Fur's soulbound connection to Kurz. While doing so, you have discovered that they are less than welcoming than you had initially thought, giving basically the only options for Kurz to be in chains and being rather cryptic about this Mother Merc. In addition, you had discovered that one of the residents of Repharim, Bulgun, has a tattoo that you've seen before. A spider just below the eye, the same style as Alara, the witch that you had apprehended in Lanarch. With nothing particular to do outside of wait, you decided to dedicate the day to various pranks and working alongside one of the other residents' blip. This all eventually accumulated in a heart-to-heart between Aki and Mev in the evening. And so now, at the end of that conversation, that is where we left off. So, Mev, I assume you have retreated to the to your room for the night.
Yeah, I actually this is just a reminder to Ed that Mev said that she could try to fucking calm your mind, in case you forgot.
Yeah, that's true, you did.
Yeah, she did. So I was just wondering, is Aki still gonna take her up on that offer?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking back to the last. Cast my mind back. It's the last 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
You can't see any reason why he'd be too what's the word? Reticent for it. Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah, I think. Because what was the last moment of last session? Why did we leave it? I can't quite remember.
We left it on them just kind of having a good time. Like, the conversation was done with. Mev talked a little bit about, like, man, I should really talk to Havelock about everything.
And Aki was like, yeah, you should talk to Havelock about everything. Why are you like cutting him out, kind of thing? Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. And they were just having a nice time hanging out as friends.
That's true. It's so funny how it's just like you went in going like, man, I really like this guy, and then you left going, you know what? Yeah, I should hang out with this guy more. You're right.
Again.
Other guy more. Yeah. Yeah. I think Aki probably. I think Aki probably head back to his, and then like just grab one of his books and just like sit like on the porch of his cottage reading. Just reading one of his books and sort of taking in like the evening air.
For the time being, until it's time to go get your mind melded.
Pretty much, yeah. And then yeah, he's of course got a thing of. No, he hasn't got tea. No, yeah.
He had tea, but.
Yeah, I forgot. He's basically just like sat cross-legged, back against the side of the wall in front of his cottage reading book.
Alright. I think Mev's hanging out in her own space right now. Where are the rest of you fuckers?
Well, Kurz and Fur have moved away while that conversation was going.
Yeah, but now it's over. We're done. Where are they?
They're keeping their distance. You can sort of see that they're sort of partially around their room, but you can see like Fur and Kurz sort of like in a bit where they're sort of like peeking out slightly, but you can see at this point like Fur's sort of like got her hands over her ears, and you actually see as well Kurz is trying its best with doing the same.
Fucking, I'm guessing when I pass by them, I see this, and yeah, okay, those two are with the fucking sheep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mev is gonna definitely take note of them and be like, yeah? Are you trying to be subtle?
Not. We just wanted to give you some space. Kurz speaks up. She wanted to, and she told me I had to.
Thank you. That was very nice of you too. Sorry about that.
I mean, it's fine. I can see why you'd have those conversations, so, we'll just call it a night. And she sort of, like, reaches down and... Considering Kurz is now bigger than Fur, it's sort of comedic of her trying to drag Kurz, to the house.
Yeah.
Kurz are like, he's just like, it's fine. Just stands up by himself.
Meva watches them go and she says aloud, man, I think she's more embarrassed than me.
Wait, where are you right now?
I swear to God, I will fucking kill you. She is probably heading to her own little cottage, so she's not too far away.
Oh, okay.
But she's, you know that Mev talks to the air, seemingly.
I was just checking in case I had missed that she was actually like by the cottages. Sorry.
Hold
on,
yeah.
I forget there's only 4 of us. Hey, sheep.
Technically, there's 5 of us.
Yeah, 5 of us. Okay, so where's Alright, cool.
Yeah, if Fur runs away, he's hanging out. I was gonna... It's pretty late in the first place, so she's gonna go ahead and, head to her little cottage space until Aki feels that he is ready.
A little bit. Yeah, because of course Aki notices when you get back, and about 30 or so minutes by the time you get back, you do hear. Do these cottages have doors, like front doors?
God, I hope so.
They've got front doors, and then they've got sort of like a secondary like cloth door after it.
Okay, you hear. Nev, you hear a knocking at the door.
Hmm?
It's me.
Oh, come in.
All right, and Aki opens the first door, pushes the curtain back, and I think basically Aki's has like he hasn't got like his sword or his bag or anything with him. It's just him in a very probably at this point very grimy looking sort of puffy white shirt, trousers, standing in the doorway, just going you did offer very kindly to maybe have a rummage inside of my mind, seeing if you could maybe get it to shut up for once.
I did. Mev at this point has her hair kind of like it's the mess of curls, but it's tied up in what she has attempted to make a bun with some sort of wrapping over it. And just like her you know that Mev has a lot of layers. This seems to just kind of be her blouse and pants instead of the many other layers like the belt and the corset and everything else that she has on. It looks like she was setting up to like just hang out.
Got it. Yeah. So. Yeah, and yeah. So I'm sorry if this is a bad time, but I felt there's no time like the present. So how does one go about doing this? Do I just sort of lie down and you sort of put your fingers at my temples or something, or?
Have I had to touch you to like share your thoughts before?
No, but you're actively challenging them and imposing your own will upon them. Sure, that would require a deeper knowledge of magic and the nature of the dreaming.
I am. But you won't be dreaming. Here, you will be fully conscious. I don't know how much I could do when you're unconscious. I've actually never worked with someone when they were completely out. But and I guess I've never gone this far before either, so.
Well, not to sound too horribly pretentious, but what are thoughts? But what are dreams? But thoughts unguided.
Mev rolls her eyes at this. Dreams and thoughts. She pauses. I don't dream.
Wait, what?
I
What do you mean you don't dream?
I don't dream. She thinks about it for a second. We talked before about how I see things.
Yes. Yes. Something relating to your relation to Valkyr, some kind of collective memory, I think it was.
My sleep is like that all the time.
So do you? But yet you do rest. You feel refreshed afterwards.
I sleep, but I don't do whatever you do. And she like just kind of waves a hand at him. I've heard of people having dreams. Of people making up things essentially in their brains. At least that's what it feels like to me. But I know that's not what I do.
Wait. You do see Aki is like standing in the doorway. You do see Aki just look at a loss for words hearing all this. And like you can see that there's a lot of gears turning in his head now. He was like, I didn't. Okay. Questions about my understanding of the planes and our relationship to it aside. So instead your brain doesn't. You don't. So instead of dreaming, you see the world through others' eyes, or you relive memories of times long gone by which aren't your own, essentially.
I think I do, or I did. I Because of the way that things are with Valkyria and I think things got screwy. I can't really decipher what's mine and what's his. I don't know if it's my past, if it's his past, if it's someone else's. It's all a jumbled mess, but they aren't dreams.
So they don't follow the same logicless, boundless, and imagination of dreams, where anything can happen. It's almost like you're dwelling behind the eyes of another, going along for the ride.
She nods. I can tell that I'm not. It's too vivid for the way that dreams are described to set in reality, and it's like if I were to get into your head and become you. That's what it's like.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to experience what it's like to be me, have you ever been worried or anxious?
I don't
Imagine
know
that.
many people who haven't.
Great, just imagine that all the time, basically. And you have me.
What I'm saying is like, imagine if I was you, but I sing all of the things that you've ever experienced in real time. It might have happened in the past, but from my perspective and the way that I'm seeing it, it's happening right now. So...
Remind me one day to bring you back to Elendon. I believe you will. I believe some Drew. I believe you may blow the conceptualizations of certain circles over there's ideas between the world of the dream and the world of the waking world wide open.
Mev grins at this. You inviting me to your home?
Well, we probably would have to get you a hairstylist first, but yes. And Aki cracked a smile.
But the point of this, me saying this, is that because I don't have the connection to dreams that you do, my abilities might actually dull yours.
I don't know. Truly, you need to understand, with one of the tenets of Somni philosophy is that the mind is inextricably linked between two realms, living in it simultaneously, between the world we experience and the world that we see in dreams. And and the idea that a human flesh and blood sapient being could exist who doesn't experience the world that way would genuinely, it's fascinating. And just out of curiosity, you say entering my dreams could dull it.
Well, I don't know if I could enter your dreams, but I can, think of it this way. You said that there's a balance between worlds, right? The one we live in and the one that we dream, correct?
Yes, the human yes, the sapient psyche dwells within both simultaneously, yes.
Think of us like this. You're the dream, I'm the waking. I wouldn't be dulling your dreams, I suppose. Well, I would, but it wouldn't be through dreams. I'd basically make it entirely waking. Not permanently, of course. But I'd be overloading your senses with mine, with the reality. Instead of whatever the fuck you're seeing. And this is all purely theoretical. We may not even have the ability to really do this yet. I mean, you don't really understand your powers, and I don't really understand mine. The only acknowledgement that we have is that we're kind of off.
It's beautiful, really, how Providence can work in that way. And I wonder if the other side of the coin could be true as well. For if I do manage to calm my mind, perhaps something the druids do here, or the purpose or whatever, the reason why I have what I have, able to calm that, I may have mastery over what could be generated. I wonder if at a certain point you may be able to experience what dreaming is like. See the inverse.
I would be very fascinated by that. I mean, I've heard people talk about it all the time, and to be honest, I used to make them up.
That's understandable, I suppose. It's something a lot of people discuss. Is I had this insane dream last night where I was back in I was back in my grammar school, but stark naked, that sort of thing.
Is that the dream you've had?
No.
Insight.
Yeah, I'm not deceiving this. Roll insight.
Fucking.
Ooh.
That one.
Yeah.
Mev doesn't know enough about dreams.
No,
She'll
she
take your
doesn't.
word for it.
In fact, in fact, for a bit of fun now, Mev now thinks that, because if you want to have fun with it, Mev could think like, because she doesn't understand dreams, she maybe could think, wait, has Aki actually showed up to school naked before?
Yeah. Mev just gives Aki a questioning look, and she'll continue. I don't know. I spent my life hearing about how people have good dreams or nightmares, and they make up these crazy stories. The things that just aren't really tangible. And especially when I was younger, I just kind of felt weird for it, not knowing what they were talking about.
Yes, I suppose it can be unusual for those who don't experience it. Yet, in your experiences, when you revisit the events of someone else, either you or Valkyria or whoever, are there not often a contrast between the happy memories and the tragic ones? To overlapping and intersecting to decipher.
It's just chaos. It's like everything is constantly swirling together, flickering in and out. And I don't remember a lot, but I feel like that's wrong. Like, it shouldn't be like that.
Perhaps we should find another Neverlair. Let her poke around inside yours.
I don't think you could get another Mevalair.
I need to check something very quickly. Bear with me. Do I get that spell? I'm just looking up a spell, and when I get it. Oh, not for a while. Okay. Well, I say not for a while.
Should make a note of that. I have had to wait to get like a fucking regeneration spell for Shala for so long.
Yeah.
I have so many plans for when I get certain spells.
It's something I need a 5th level spell slot to do it. Okay, I was just checking. Or wait until level 14. Okay, so Aki just says so. In a way, it's almost like a crowded room, an audience pointing directly towards you, and they are all screaming directly at you the most important event that happened in their life.
I think a better way of saying it is that there's like 5 plays going on at once, and I'm supposed to be the star of all of them, and I haven't read the lines.
Oh, interesting.
Another example you could give is imagine a picture book with the pages rapidly going through to different things.
Thank you, Valkyr.
You are welcome. I am here, you know.
I know.
He's always here.
I just tend to forget, and you make me ruin my trousers.
Maybe this will help. Mev snaps her fingers and creates the like shadow of Valkyr.
Hello.
Hello, Valkyr. How are you, my friend?
The same as I always am, the same as I will always be.
Trapped in a teenage girl.
That sounds like some 90s, like, sitcom,
Yeah.
like teenage... like, that's something that you'd probably see in Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, if we look on, like, IMDb, that would be, like, one of the first things, like, Demi Lovato did in her career. Yeah, so, yeah. Aki just go, yeah, so, Aki says, interesting. There are some druidic techniques I know that can calm the mind, or at least the dreaming world. I would be fascinated to see what effect that would have upon you. If any.
Do you?
I don't understand how it works as a closely guarded secret, and the true nature of it kind of changes depending on who you ask. Everyone has different theories, but they know it works, and with dreams at least, shaping them, changing them. It's a form of psychological warfare, the most direct translation. Being able to step into someone's mind and create the most terrifying vision for them. It was quite good.
So,
At one point,
as part of the dreaming, you can learn to manipulate the mind.
I believe that it takes practice, and it's something only a rare amount of people can do by themselves. Yet with druidic magics and the connection between here and the dream realms and the Feywilds, there's a way of using magic to project yourself into someone's mind through dreaming, yes. And through that dictate how it flows.
Similar to what I'm about to do to you. Is that it? Mev looks like there's a glint in her eyes.
I need to quickly read the description of the spell.
Dream lets you go into someone's mind and alter their dreams.
It does, yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Mev's not doing that, she's just gonna use, like, read thoughts, basically, right?
currently Mev is going to attempt to use kind of a higher version of it. She's going to overflood with that ability. But that's what she is attempting to do right now.
Sounds unpleasant. Okay.
She is trying to go into your mind and alter it, so it is similar.
Okay. What was Mev's last question, sorry?
She asked, kind of like what I'm trying to do.
And Aki says, I suppose, in a way, but depending on how powerful the caster is, you can, and you have a physical connection to them, say, a lock of their hair, or even a toenail clipping. That's enough to sort of anchor you to their physical being, and use that as a nexus point to go.
Yeah.
Enter from.
Mev's definitely thinking about this more.
But it's not necessarily, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't work with the waking mind, only the resting mind. Which is why I wonder what effect it may have on you. Since you do sleep. You're not like elves, for instance, or from what I hear from bedtime story. I don't know if it's true, but bedtime stories about certain covens of evil wizards not needed somehow transcending their mortal needs. But you sleep. Your mind travels, but in an opposite direction. I wonder if
teach me about the dreaming.
Teach you about dreaming.
Teach me your circle.
All right.
I don't think I can do what you do. I don't think I could even connect to whatever you connect to. But I think understanding this kind of thing, there's something repelling me away from it. So
away from what? Sorry.
Away from whatever you see, the dreamscape. If I'm the opposite, if I'm some sort of reflection, understanding what the hell I'm being reflected away from will help us both understand what's going on. It's obviously similar, but different.
Yes.
If I learn it, I could adapt whatever's going on in my head, whatever's developing, into my own abilities.
I can try. I'm by no means an expert. I was merely an acolyte. It's my grandfather. He's a Farseer, after all.
You think I have any idea what's going on? And Mev lifts up her bag telepathically and just kind of like tosses it across the room. That? I couldn't even do that months ago.
And it's remarkable indeed. But and I don't any answers. I wouldn't even know where to begin. See the central nexus point to where all that defines Meveler Gatlin springs from.
Exactly, and she goes over to you and she fucking actually pulls your shirt open to see the dragon mark.
Okay, do you get like right up close to it?
Yep.
Okay, you see it looks like something across. Yeah, it's right in the center of his sternum. And it looks like and it looks like almost like halfway between a feather and a flame, sort of going upwards and across up his chest.
Yeah.
And it like and it sort of like shimmers in the light. And you will see.
Yeah, Mev will open your shirt and she steps away just to, put some distance. But she gestures to it.
Aki in shock covers his lips.
She is not paying attention to that. She points to the dragon mark. You're developing at the same time. You got whatever that thing is, you don't understand it, and it gave you new abilities.
Yes.
We met up. I started doing weird shit.
Hold on a second. You think we're linked? You think we're two sides of the same coin?
I already think whatever's going on with us is clearly related. I don't know if it's specifically with your mark or if we are just coincidentally parallels. But I think us being around each other has made things develop. Because we specifically have had to push each other in certain directions. It may be completely coincidental. But it sure is a fortunate coincidence.
Indeed. You see, I don't know what the druids here intend for me in this thing. It'd be curious to see whatever they do to it, if they can somehow untether it from the magic that binds it. Be interested to see its effect on you, actually. It would be. If it has any at all.
Yeah, Mev grins. That's the point. Whatever the fuck you learn, I can learn from, and vice versa.
Right. So you see...
Sorry, by the way. And she actually goes to fix your shirt.
And Aki kind of goes, oh, sorry, I've got it.
I wanted to demonstrate a point.
you don't happen to be good at sewing, do you?
She looks up at you and raises a brow.
Because in ripping that, I did see a button fly off.
I can certainly try, but I don't think it's a very good idea. You've seen how clumsy I am.
That is true.
Honestly, I think Havelock might be better at sewing than me.
Of course, but perhaps I feel like we may be a rumor generator, especially if suddenly it's, hey Havelock, can you help me sew this button? Mev ripped it off when she pulled open my shirt. Might send a strange message we don't have. Perhaps
she snorts at that. You can fucking cause whatever rumors you like. I'm a very specific type of person. I don't think it would shock anyone. I think you being involved is what would shock people.
That's very true. I mean, just out of curiosity, you're saying that you don't... When you say there's things you can learn from me, that's not you asking me to basically learn some of the druidic arts, essentially. Or see if I can somehow somehow transliterate my far-seeing power to you. If that's even possible.
I'm asking to be involved in your study. Whatever you learn, druidic-wise, whatever you learn of the dreaming, I'd like to know about it and then try to translate that.
Alright. In one condition.
Condition?
Yes.
You're not one for conditions. Okay.
I'm not. But hey, you did say you did say I learned things. When the time comes for us to formally embark upon discovering precisely what you are then I would like to be there and embark upon studies of my own in the same regard.
Really? You...
I said before, someone with your powers, but yet no connection to the dream. By some I thought it shouldn't exist.
So... Basically, you're saying, whatever happens after this, if I start doing research, you want to come with me.
Yes. Essentially, yes. I don't know if somehow we'll have to convince my family that I died tragically at sea or something, but yes, I would.
She grins at that. We'd be spending an awful long time together.
We do already, don't we?
Yes, but, this is a little different. Our contract technically ended once we got you to the Morag, to the Muradan. This would be essentially years of research, Aki.
Mevela, I think you figured out that the Talaria is something stronger and more redoubtable than just a simple business arrangement, didn't you?
She gives him, like, this coquettish smile. I'm just saying, it's going to be an awful lot of time together. You sure?
I mean, I'd prefer if we didn't have to share every single room or passengers' quarters upon freighters and ferries. But yes, and I suppose depending on how it works, if we stick to different port towns, I may be able to do some administrative work upon the trading company, and I could put it in the hands of a trust, to a board of directors, to run it in my stead, keep me updated if, as and when required.
Yeah, as you keep going, she just, she was looking mischievous before, and now her face has melted into that, like, warm look that she's been giving you.
Mm-hmm. Can I roll insight?
Yeah.
Hey, do you fancy just having like a Mevan Aki conversation for like the next 4 hours?
I'm sorry.
It's alright. It's just funny. Oh, it's just been just you and I talking for the last like hour.
Fucking 15.
How do I read your now sort of? Is it bashful? Is it kind of or just like or contented almost?
You know that, like, really warm look that someone gives another person when they are just so loving of them? Like, the other person is doing something completely mundane, and it's like, oh my god, they're so cute. You know that kind of look? Ed?
Edward?
He's muted.
I was muted. Sorry, I had to get up and turn the light on. Yeah. I do know.
Yeah, it's like that, and
okay.
she's been giving that very fond look quite a bit.
It's like an Aki.
Whenever Aki's just being Aki.
Yeah, and Havelock and Havelock. Hello. Aki looks back and says, just looks back and like after muttering all this, kind of just looks back and kind of just stops and goes, "Of course, if you would have me, of course.
What kind of
your-
question is that?
It's your endeavor, isn't it?
Aki.
If you truly got sick of me, you do realize you could just send me back in a box to Aventura Trading Company.
In a box.
With some
Aki.
straw and some packing materials, maybe some holes poked in the roof, but yes.
Aki, I'm teasing you. I'm. It's a deal. I don't.
It's now gone full on blushing, is it?
She definitely looks a little embarrassed now. You. It's a deal, Aki. I wanted to continue our partnership, and I think this is the perfect excuse. I think it's a waste to just stop here.
As if we needed an excuse, Miss Gatlin.
Well, I don't need one, but I don't know about you.
As I said, all we have to do is fake my death and we'll be fine.
Quite extreme measures. You could just say you're going on some sort of research expedition.
That is true, although I imagine there were people who weren't very happy with me going on this trip, going on this in the first place. Given my brother's condition and the perilous nature of the business, I guess some people who weren't as well informed upon the druidic and arcane natures, they saw it as a waste of time and resources. Me saying, "Oh yes, I'm off for another 2 years as a minimum, gallivanting around the high seas with a pirate and a ghost shadow friend." It'd be a hard sell. No offense, Valkyr. And he kind of just like looks off into empty space.
I wouldn't call myself a shadow friend, but okay.
You know, Aki, fuck them. I know that's easy for me to say, but they're not living your life for you.
Well,
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I understand your sentiment, but there are people who depend on me. I can't. I run a multi-continental company. I can't just surrender that like at the drop of a hat.
I'm not saying you surrender that. You're still doing what you're doing. I'm saying whatever you do in the meantime, you know, past that or alongside that, it's none of their business as long as you do your job.
Yes, Yes. What's the chances that the key to your business will be in bustling port towns?
You know, I have no idea. The only lead I have is the visions and this. And she taps her necklace.
Aki walks forward. Actually, to be fair, in action, I've kind of been standing up.
We've been close by.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like at this point probably we have like sat down or something. Aki just kind of like nudge forward and he just goes, "May I have a look?"
She seems hesitant at first, but then she will take it off and hold it out to you.
Okay. Aki, with a careful hand, will reach out and take it, sort of, and take it, holding it carefully, and look at the necklace. What does it look like, Nebula?
It looks like it was originally a pendant, but she's made it into a choker.
Okay.
The important part is that there is a very specific medallion, clearly made of what appears to be gold.
Okay.
And it has engravings in it that it's kind of hard to read. It looks like some sort of picture or hieroglyph. But it's a very specific symbol. And it's...
Could I do a roll to see if I can figure out what the symbol is? Like roll investigation?
Sure.
Yeah, that's up to Tom.
Thomas?
Yeah, you can make an investigation check if you like.
I think investigation is like closely looking at things, isn't it?
So is it more of like trying to figure out what the symbol is, or if you like know anything in regards to like the symbol?
Because I would say if you are looking to know anything, that would be history, right, Tom?
Yeah, we can say history.
Yeah, there you go. I'll do that. I'll see if I recognize the symbol and connect anything to it from what I know.
I will say the medallion is somewhat large. Say you like put your index and your thumb together and made a circle. That circle would be about as big as it is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's basically about as big as a £2 coin, Ed, to give you a visual bit.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I was gonna say, honey, remember you have baby hands.
I do have baby hands. Yeah. It's a large coin.
Got big, beefy man hands.
Yeah, so basically about the size of this, like 50% larger.
On fate's be nice to me. There we go.
22. Nice.
+5 history, baby.
So, this is the first time you've seen medallions. You've seen them before. Usually they are, that you occasionally trade them as legal tender. Say, for example, if a particular area within the trade is running low on that particular stuff. You don't quite know the origin of the symbol, but you recall you've seen these a few times. Again, used as legal tender. But you've seen them in more than just gold. You've seen them in copper and silver as well. Then with the medallions with the markings, you have to think long and hard to see if you've seen any, and you can only think of a handful of times that where a medallion has came into possession of the Aventure's coffers that has this symbol.
Okay. Yeah, Aki just goes. Interesting. Where did you get this?
It was with me, around my neck when I was found.
Oh no. No. Oh, are we good?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
No, we're not good. He disconnected.
No. Again.
Oh dear. He's back. And he's back and back.
Hello, I'm busted. Okay, so Aki just goes, looking at the down and goes, interesting. What?
He just repeated, where did you get this? Ed?
I think he's struggling.
He's having technical difficulties. That's okay, because I can stop and read what Havelock and Kinling were talking about, because I've been able to pay attention.
Yep. He's typing. Internet's being a pain. Ooh.
That is okay.
That is A-okay. Yep, there it goes again. Hello?
I can hear people. Okay.
There we go. You're very quiet, but we can hear you.
Oh, okay, that's because I haven't got my headphones in with the microphone. So I'm not doing it into my computer's microphone. Yeah, sorry. So Aki asked, like, where did you get this? I mean,
All right, just making sure that you can hear me.
I can.
All right. Mev crosses her arms and frowns. It was on me when I was found. It was actually a pendant of sorts.
Right.
I don't know if this is some sort of insignia or currency, if I thought it was lucky. But
I never actually got a description. Like, what does the hieroglyph actually look like?
it looks like something being raised up to the sun.
Okay.
You can't tell what that something is.
Just like a lump form, just being raised up. Okay. And yeah, Anakis goes, I mean, I've seen pendants and medallions like this being used as a form of barter currency in certain peoples when we conduct business, but I wouldn't even be able to begin to hazard a guess about what this symbol is, I'm afraid. And if it... So you had it. I'm sorry, Mevela, I don't know.
I didn't expect you to. And she holds out her hand.
It's lovely, though, actually. It's quite nice. Nice piece. See what you
That's...
kept. And Aki hands it back.
Yeah, she takes it and she just holds it in her hand for a second. Her finger traces over the engraving.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of the only things I could really keep besides the clothes on my back.
Yes.
And even then, you grow out of those.
Well, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, at least you can. At least for you, you can take your mystery magical trinket off, which is nice.
I wouldn't call it magical. It's just some sort of metal.
I know. But it's a clue. It's a connection to the past you keep revisiting. It's an anchor point to. It's an anchor point to finding out your origin.
That's actually kind of scary to think about. We talked before about us not really knowing where we came from.
What, me and you?
That's right.
Yes. We are mysteries.
Exactly, and do you remember what I said about my mystery?
You said something about you wanted to find others like you.
She grins. You said that. She nudges him.
Well, frankly, I feel like most conversations with me is like 80% myself.
If it happens, it happens, but I haven't really been looking. This kind of research means we'd be looking.
Would you ever for a moment be fearful for what you may find?
She hesitates for a moment. She looks like she's about to say no, in common Mev fashion. She sighs. Yeah, I would be pretty scared. Who knows what that could drag up? Wouldn't you be?
Yes, I would be. I've said before, with mine, I don't know how my story ends with this. If they cut me open to see what lies beneath it, or I have to spend months in a cave by myself, traveling in the world and traveling in the dreaming world. But it frightens me, the finality of it, reaching the end, never knowing if it was for naught or just some sick joke, or
Do you think...
I don't know.
She shakes her head. I guess it's important that we aren't going to go through it alone. It's going to be together, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And as if I'd ever let them cut you open. Oh my god.
I don't know. Perhaps they'll sort of say, okay, we're off on fancy schmancy druid business, and they take me to like an enclosed other bit of Referendum, and they keep it under lock and key with scary armed guards outside. Actually, no. To be fair, you'd probably kill those armed guards.
Yeah, Mev's eyes like narrow.
Okay,
If that
so
was even a possibility, I would deal with it.
So, if the worst. Death, you would essentially kill my way out.
If I had to.
In a way, certainly. In another way, that's lovely to say.
I wish. Ed, please God, put your mic in.
Sorry. Oh yeah, 1 second.
Technical difficulties, amazing.
I didn't realise the inbuilt computer mic was that shit. Sorry.
It's pretty bad. Alright, what did you say?
Yeah, Aki just said, like, well, in hearing, like, that she would, like, kill a whole camp of people, a whole village of people to save me. He says, like, well, first off, slightly concerning. Second, it's honestly lovely to hear that you would do that.
She scoffs a little. I wouldn't hurt innocent people. But again, we've had conversations. The Talaria is what matters. We're a group, a team, and we're friends. I said that no matter what comes in between, that's what matters. And I would fight my way through. Ed! This is such an experience, guys.
Yep.
My immersion is peak.
I'm sorry, I'm not what you keep doing.
Yeah? What part did I cut out on?
You cut out on... You were talking about you wouldn't kill innocent people, but we're a team.
Yeah. She said... Just start from the beginning. I wouldn't hurt innocence, but I've said before that the Talaria is what matters, and I would fight my way through that for any of you.
Understandable. Okay. All right. So essentially, yet would you expect the rest of the Talaria to follow you upon your research, if we're calling it that?
She thinks about it.
Have a look at least, though, right?
I think they would follow along, but it wouldn't quite be the same. You know?
I mean, what could make it the same? I could take you on as associate partner of Aventory Trading Company, and you could draw up your own contract.
That's not what I mean. I mean, we're doing this with a purpose. I feel like the others are just kind of following the motions right now. That isn't a bad thing necessarily.
No.
I mean, people have their own motivations, but I don't think it's entirely the same.
Well, yes, I think. They don't have as much skin in the game as we do.
Exactly. And that's fine. It's just different.
Yes.
In fact, I'd be surprised if any of them really understood what we were trying to do.
Well, Havelock's powers must come from somewhere. Maybe he has some sort of connection to the arcane in a different way that we do. So maybe he might be able to at least empathize.
I think you're looking in the wrong direction. I think the person who could most empathize is Fur. Havelock's got something going on with him, but it's definitely not the same as us.
Yes.
Fur, however, because of both her connection to whatever nature bullshit is going on and being soulbound like I am, she would understand most. It's not quite the same, but you get that.
Yes, I understand. And I mean, who knows, perhaps all three of us are linked in some strange sadistic way by some being of the Feywild who thought it would be funny.
I don't know. I made the observation before that all of us are kind of connected to water.
Yes. I have said before that I was found in a shipwreck, didn't I? That's why my parents originally found me. So they used to tell me, at least.
I think it's ridiculously identical to me.
I suppose. It's funny.
Yeah. We have a lot of unusual coincidences.
Yes. Well, yes, my mother was quite overbearing as well, actually, from memory.
My mama is not overbearing. She slaps your arm playfully.
No. Well, she probably would beat my mother in a fight, let's be honest.
Almost definitely, though. I think there are a few that could match up to Mama.
True. Do you ever think we'd ever get the honor of meeting her?
Mev's body instantly tenses up. Funny story about that.
Uh,
Not really a story. We're going to Port Honor.
is that her base of operations?
It's a pirate base of operations. Her base is Mary LaBerry. But, she... People know her there. People know me, and that's actually where I, kind of absconded from.
So that's essentially the last place your mother and the crew of the Nibs Needle saw you.
Yes.
So do you think going back there is the best idea we've ever had?
I don't think we really have a choice. We have to meet Olivia over there. It's not exactly ideal, but it's the closest, and we've been planning on going down there for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think... I don't think that I'm in danger or that anyone else is in danger. It's just...
Well, frankly, I understand you probably would be fine, but personally, I'd rather not have you suddenly carted off, thrown in a bag and carted off to a pirate ship for us to never see you again. I wouldn't know what to do with it.
I've been working with a ticking clock, Aki. I've been trying to gauge where it's at with asking people that I know, like, hey, you heard from Camilla? Or even going so far as to ask if there's any bounties on me. I've been trying to gauge how much time I have, but I know it's limited.
And
Do
you have one? Is there a price on your head?
Only one from the guard so far, but who knows how much Mallory actually knows. And I've been gone almost a year. I think...
And you think they're still searching? They may be. Do you think perhaps they might think you may have perished? Because a year is a long time, Evelyn.
I think I've done very well to be spirited away. But God, I hope she doesn't think I'm dead. Mev looks to be thinking about this now, like a lot.
Yeah, Aki doesn't say anything. He just sort of just lets her think.
I think there is a chance that they are still looking, but I know that eventually I'm going to have to be found. And whatever happens afterwards is not going to be clean. I abandoned them. There's no other way to say it. I abandoned them. I I turned 18, and the people that I spent my entire life with, the woman who raised me and took me in as her own, even though she could have just left me in the sea, I left the second I could. And it wasn't even any of their fault.
You left because of something they couldn't provide.
I left because I was selfish. I wanted new things. Havelock was exciting. And despite all they did for me, I didn't say anything. She lowers her head and just kind of turns away. She's trying to get, like, tears out of her eyes. Fuck.
Yeah. And Aki says... Aki holds out a hand for you to hold.
She glances down at it. She'll take it.
And Aki says, "Don't try not to worry. I know it's a stupid thing to say, but understand that the most important person in your own life is you. If you want to leave, you were an adult. It's a choice you could have made, but I can't begin to understand the depths of your mother's countenance, but I understand that she is your mother, the woman who raised you. If you have been away for this long and she sees you again, do you know what her first thought might be?"
It's probably going to be, "Thank God you're alive." And the second one is going to be, "I can't believe you're alive, you fucking bitch."
The first one, certainly, but see, this is where we may have to understand that to become the person you were meant to be, to become a fuller, brighter version of yourself, you had to follow your life's course, and if that took you away from the nymph's needle and from her gaze, then it did, essentially.
Try giving such a flagrant reason to her. Just
I understand she'll probably want my head, but
she looks back at you, and she's been trying not to cry, but she's just tearing up now, really bad.
And Aki just sort of just very in a very low, almost like hushed whisper, he just goes, "Don't fight it."
Aki, I can handle the mess. I can handle the consequence. I fucked up, but if this makes her hate me, I can't do that.
What was the path of her life at your age? Do you know?
She was building herself up. She made her own crew. She became a symbol.
And do you think she could have done that hiding behind her parents' shadow?
No. I don't.
So why do you assume that your only purpose in life is to be at your mother's side and not here living your life, discovering your true nature, seeing the wonders of the world, meeting people like me?
Because she's the reason I have a life in the first place, Aki. She could have left me to die. She could have abandoned me at the port and just left me to fend for myself. She took me in. When, honestly, I have been nothing but a disaster the entire time.
Is that really how is that how you see yourself? A disaster?
I mean, look at me. You've seen what I turn into when I'm weak. That's what she had to deal with all the time. I was far more of a burden than I was worth anything.
And Aki just looks straight at her and says, Mevla Gatlin, you have never been a burden at any point. As long as I've had the boundless joy of knowing you, I have never once regretted or second guessed knowing you. And you do understand that there is bravery beyond measure in embracing your emotions, in not putting up those walls, not cramming it down deep, but letting the world know who you are, how you feel. That is true bravery, Nebula, and that is what I see. That is. I think back. It's honestly one of my most cherished memories, Nebula. The look on your face. That one morning in... Hold on, stepping out of character for a second. Was the moment when Mev had her that sad day and stayed in her room all day, and then Aki put the flower outside her door, was that in Lenarch or McGinn?
I believe that was in Lenarch.
Thank you. Okay, stepping back into 3, 2, 1, and yeah, and so it's like a memory that I always find myself going back to. Something I cherish, like a finely crafted jewel. It's the look in your face, the sparkle in your eyes. The first thing in the morning, when in that inn in March, when I understood that you felt at odds with yourself and deemed that you were unfit for the world and just needed to ostracize yourself. And and that small, and knowing that you weren't alone that morning. It's one of my true joys I've gathered along this trip. it will remain in my mind as strong as granite, and that all occurred because you had the gallantry to not deny yourself.
She's wiping tears from her eyes with her free hand. You know, you're making it really hard to not just be like, wow, this guy's so cool and amazing. Oh,
You are aware that, like, you can still think very fondly of someone and not want to, do things. You do know that's a condition people can have, right? It's called friendship. It's called companionship.
Hucky. I make friends with people, and how do I explain it? When I make friends with people, it doesn't matter if I essentially want to bang their brains out. It's just how I am as a person.
Interesting. Right, yes.
It's just I'm very flirtatious and sexual. I don't want to do that with you. That's not what this is. It's... And oddly enough, that's the reason why it's important. Why it's different.
Because you like me and don't want to have sex with me?
That's not it. I mean, if you asked me, I'd probably be like, yeah, sure, go ahead. It's...
Yeah, I think if I did say that, perhaps that's when you figure out that, in fact, I've been kidnapped and replaced by a doppelganger.
Oh, most definitely.
Okay, good.
It's... That kind of intimacy means nothing to me. It's about as worthless as it is to you. You don't like it, you're not interested in it. For me, it's a pastime, it's a game. I don't feel anything for it.
So, and yet you say it's all you know how to communicate with.
It's not all I know how to communicate with, but it's something that I enjoy doing. I don't care for it, but I enjoy doing it. It's like playing cards.
From what I know, it's a bit more of a workout than playing cards, but...
I think workouts are fun too.
Fair enough.
What I'm saying is, it's a chore for you, it's a game for me. Either way, we both don't care.
It's about the rarer, it's the psychological intimacy that matters.
Exactly. Which is why, when you say really nice stuff like that, I keep... You're annoying.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry for it, Madeline. For the frustration. I am.
Don't apologize, for fuck's sake. I'm not saying it to make you apologize or dismiss you. I'm just saying. Just don't be surprised. Okay?
Surprised by what?
if you're like this, and I just go, wow, I love you. You're really nice. And it doesn't have to be anything else.
It's okay. It's just.
You're pretty cool.
I feel no shame in admitting that, Nebula. I believe you may be my favorite person. I don't know.
I am pretty awesome. You know.
I've met some awesome people. I've met some good fighters before. I've met.
Ugh, none as good as me though. She grins at you. She's still crying too. It looks like she's trying to like make herself feel better. It's her copium.
I got it. Yeah. Yeah, but Akis goes like, I don't even know my own mind with this. It's something that you must understand that I had such before this adventure. My world was so small, and insular, and stifling. I hadn't. In fact, you can't even call it a world. It was a terrarium. It was a menagerie.
A little habitat for you to play in.
Yes, to be gawked at and run through the rituals. So with all this sort of thing, I can, with connections like this, I can work out. I can work out why, I can just about work out why I pointed a candle at lights, or how I can somehow, I can make lightning strike someone, but I haven't even worked out my own. I haven't worked out my own mind when it comes to my fellow man. If that makes sense.
See? And this is why I would have said no. This is exactly why.
What, because you'll be taking advantage of a poor, clueless half-orc boy?
Because we both don't really know what we want or understand. We're both fragile messes. We all are. She kind of gestures outside. Havelock's a mess. Kindling is definitely a mess just brewing underneath there. We are walking disasters that talk too much. This is exactly it.
Come on. I take the gold for over talking.
You really do, but you know, I will admit I talk too much too.
Aki laughs to himself and just goes, I can just picture my face. Do you remember the first bandit camp we went to outside Toe?
Yes.
And I remember, God, my face must have been an absolute picture. Just my first attempt at trying to somehow talk my way out of something, and it was with a bunch of armed, with a bunch of armed cutthroats.
Where you just kept going and going and going.
Bold as brass, and essentially just uttered forth absolute drivel and hope they got it. Oh. There's a wonder I've made it this far, frankly.
That was about when I realized I would have to
babysit me.
No, not babysit. Co-host.
I suppose it really should have been your name at the bottom of the top of the contract.
I think you're getting there. You just need to learn that you need to say just enough. and then let other people dig their own holes.
Yeah. Exactly. Aki kind of just smiles to himself and just goes, Gatlin and Aventori Enterprises. Got a ring to it, I suppose.
It certainly goes together. And I'm a little impressed my name would be up front.
Well,
That's
I suppose
big.
if I suppose if you somehow were short-shifted for it, the rate of black eyes among our employees would skyrocket, wouldn't it?
When have you ever known me to be particularly violent? She grins.
Well, it's certainly one of the strings of your bow that you like to twang ever so often.
Only when necessary. I've tried to make friends with trolls.
That's true. That is true. Did I ever tell you the time I accidentally ended up being put in an arranged marriage to a goblin princess?
No, but I would be absolutely fascinated to hear it. I mean, we've got the whole night. We've already probably spent a couple hours of it.
That's true. I imagine this isn't exactly what you had in mind when it came to calming my thoughts.
Oh, absolutely not. But I think we can try our experiment later. I want to hear about the Goblin Princess.
All right. Well, I think we might need to. We might need something to drink. It's a bit of a long old story, I'm afraid. And
Oh,
Aki will,
wonderful.
and Aki, I'll be right back. Any choice of tea?
Anything spiced? Like it hot?
Okay, I'll see what I can rummage. And Aki unlinks his hand from yours, stands up and walks out of the cottage.
Yeah.
Goes to get the tea.
Mev will stay there, and she just says to Valkyr, "It's not fair."
It really is.
Alright. Are we gonna do a
What was that? 2 hours?
little skip?
That was 2 hours, yeah. So let's take a 10-minute break.
2 hours!
You didn't go the full 4 hours, but
I fucking could. If you want me to continue after the break, I could.
Yeah, genuinely, I genuinely, if you want, I could tell the story of the time Aki almost got married to a goblin princess.
We could go on. There were so many things in that conversation that were not touched upon.
I am aware. I am very well aware, but I will humbly request.
I know.
Damn, I feel like I need to stand up and bow after that.
Yeah, I'm like, ah.
The best part is that there was a separate RP going on during your RP in the text.
Yes,
I know there was.
I've been reading it as we've been going along. So I am thankful that you guys are still RPing, because you guys typically RP through text.
Yeah.
Honestly, it best of both worlds.
Really bad if fucking, me and Aki were just going and going. So.
Yeah, but we'll take a small 10-minute break, and we'll be back at 25 past.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, I need to get water. I need to throw water on my face because I got to do my favorite fucking thing, which is cry on cue.
Yeah.
Fucking Anna,
Oh.
you here?
Never left.
Yeah, there we
Never
go.
left.
Okay, so continuing on. So, I assume, as you say, your experiment will be on hold.
We're probably gonna have to wait for another night. The conversation took a weird direction.
Okie dokie. So, Killing and Havelock, outside of the stuff that you're doing in text, are you guys doing anything else?
And interest in traveling.
Okie dokie. So,
Oh, do we... Peach,
Mm-hmm.
would it be funny if we both took a point of exhaustion because we were up all night talking?
Yes, let's do it.
okie
whatever
dokie.
you
I was going to ask if you guys just spent the night in Mez's little cottage, and there's the answer. Got it.
Yeah, we probably finished talking, and then like Aki probably just like, in my mind, I think Aki probably would be like, I'm so tired. Can I just sleep on your floor?
Um,
And then he just like slept on your hard floor for the night and just passed out.
where the fuck are the
Yeah, where do you put in exhaustion?
exhaustion things?
It's
It's gone.
It's not in the settings, is it? That they turned it off for no reason?
Maybe. Anna, you like to give Havelock exhaustion. Do you know
here we
where
go.
it is? Oh,
Peach, I think I found something.
What is that?
If you go to options on the right, there's show exhaustion tracking.
Oh, that's fucking stupid.
There we
Okay.
go. One level of
See,
exhaustion.
That never showed up for me. So where you can make the little total and whatever the fuck you have, like your crossbow bolts and stuff. I just made one for exhaustion points, and I just put it up and down depending on how he is.
Well, if you put on the exhaustion level and you like raise it, it will show you what disadvantages you have.
It's pretty cool.
So we both get disadvantages on ability checks today, which is not the best thing considering. But
I know.
you know, it's for flavor. It's for fun.
Exactly.
yeah, that was
the
definitely fun.
We're having a great time, Tom. Shut up.
I know you are. Okay,
I do feel like...
now go on, Ed.
No, it's just so funny how I just feel like Tom, for pretty much all of that, Tom could just like gone and like done something else.
I could have taken a nap.
Just chill and have a nap.
All right, so eventually, for most of you, you wake up in the morning. I would say Mev and Aki. I imagine you get at least a small bit of sleep, but not enough to avoid exhaustion.
Short rest.
Yeah, not a short rest, basically. You have a power nap. So, barring those two, the first thing that Kindling, Havelock, and Fur notice is my brain just blanked out on me because I need to get back into. You spot sort of sitting on a log nearby, Lady Narava.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Is Fur out here with us?
Cheers.
Because I imagine we're all meeting up. Hopefully, maybe Kindling and Havelock are here.
Yeah, so Kindling and I would assume at this point it's Kindling, Havelock, and Fur and Kurz. You can see at this point, Lady Narava is sort of appears to be doing some what looks to be like woodcrafting of a sort. And as the three of you wake up, she sort of waves the three of you down. It's like, oh, is Never there and Akris not with the two of you? The three of you? I mean, she's first just sort of like looks away a little
She doesn't
bit.
want to rat them out.
I'll just Kurz, can you go to Aki's and wake him up? Yeah. Killing and Havelock. You notice that Curse just like looks and then just looks towards Mev's cottage. Before, and you can understand this because first talking in Draconic, she says, "No, I mean go to Aki's actual house." Because what you assume to be is a shrug for a dragon before just stepping up, heading towards the door, and with surprising finesse is able to open the door and just sticks his head in.
I don't think that's gonna help the fact that Aki's not there.
Mev and Aki, the two of you hear the sound of knocking at your door.
Yeah. Aki I kind of like sits bolt up and he goes like, ah! He's sort of he slept funny on his neck.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Mev
Alright.
is laying in the makeshift bed and her hair's just fucking flying everywhere. It was in a bun. You don't know where the fucking tie went.
Yeah. Aki sees a half drunk mug of tea and he just uses heat metal to warm it up.
Mood.
What time is it exactly?
Too early. Who's there?
It's Fur.
Oh shit. Okay.
Aki suddenly like in pain because of his neck, just like shoots back around to the bed and just whispers and mutters, "What do I do?"
What do you mean? What do you do? You get dressed and you come out of the house with me.
Oh. Do you remember I said something very at the beginning of yesterday about starting rumors?
She grins. Yeah.
Didn't see my path hitting this checkpoint. All right.
If you want, I can always go out first and distract them.
No, it's all right.
If you're that embarrassed.
I'll move past it. It's a stupid.
We did something real scandalous last night. We talked. She grins.
Frankly, for you, that is.
Fair enough.
Usually you like them with something in their mouth so they can't talk. and Aki very sort of gingerly and a bit like creakily just gets up to his feet, does a big stretch, another sip of his recently warmed up tea, and then walks towards the door. And back, coming.
She crawls her way out of the bed, and it definitely takes her a couple more minutes to actually get dressed and to like tie her hair back up and everything.
Aki's not bothering with that, to be honest.
Yep. She's actually gonna get dressed, but it takes her a couple minutes, and she follows you.
Okay, yeah. Aki walks out, and I guess you just see a sort of an exhausted, like drained, big bags under his eyes. Aki, looking quite unamused, holding his neck and holding a cup of tea. Including very like ruffled, messed up clothes and big bed hair.
Mev looks tired, but she's got that same Cheshire Cat smile, her token appearance.
Yep, so you open the door just as Fur's about to knock on the door again.
Good morning.
Yeah, hi,
Mara, pleasure to see you.
yeah, good to see you too as well. You look tired.
Exhausted.
Yes. How
We're great.
thoroughly astute of you.
Yeah, we've got some company. She sort of points back to where Narava is sitting. She's just got the whatever she's working on across her lap, and is just looking at the two of you.
Yeah.
Aki definitely noticed before, but Mev like leans out and she's like, "Oh, whoops."
Would you imagine that? I wasn't aware the two of you decided to, Right, okay,
Whatever it is you're-
just get
Whatever
dressed,
you're
Aki.
thinking, whatever you think,
Yeah,
whatever you're
sir.
thinking, no.
Mev pushes Aki out. Put your clothes on.
My clothes are. Well, first of all, Aki went to sleep in his clothes.
Yeah, but he was like underdressed. He doesn't have all
No,
of his
he-
equipment and
No,
everything.
he wasn't. No, he wasn't underdressed. He came in shirt and trousers.
That's gonna be so uncomfortable, like sleeping in that.
I've slept in clothes like that before.
Yeah, but there's like everything else on underneath.
Yeah, I thought it was just simple, like, shirt pants.
No,
Yeah,
no,
like
it was shirt and trousers.
Pajamas.
It was the shirt and trousers he usually wears.
Unfortunate.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Mev still pushes him out gently when she's like, go get your stuff.
Oh, fine. And Aki does go back to his house, grabs his. He's gone for a couple minutes. You see him. He's coming back out. His hair's been properly done. It's just sort of been brushed back and neatened up. He's got his sword around his belt, and he's got a fresh shirt on, and he just looks a little bit neater, but he still looks tired, basically.
Yeah.
In his eyes.
Mev will head to the group. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mev there.
And Aki just says like, "Morning, people. Anyone for tea?"
He's been very into tea in the last couple of meals. We'll call them meals.
Reminds me of home, and it's good for the soul.
Right,
Well, why don't we see why Navarro's here first?
she is directly in front of you guys. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
I'm telling
talking to
Aki
Navarro
that.
anyway.
Yeah.
I was including Navarro in that conversation anyway.
I will pass, thank you. I am...
Okay.
Tullus has asked me to speak on his behalf after the conversation the first night here. He feels it is better to speak to someone who you could consider more of a friend than he.
Oh yes.
She. Mev stands a little straighter and raises a brow. That usually doesn't mean good news.
Well, it is not bad news, at the very least.
Fair.
First things first, she turns to Fur. I am sorry for what Tullus said to you, Fur. Know that not everyone agrees with what's being said in regards to Kurz. I certainly am 100% against what has been suggested, and have been spending the past few days arguing my case. I mean, thanks, I guess.
Anything else?
I did give Tullus a scolding afterwards. I don't agree with the choices he makes, but Tullus is a good man. He seeks to keep the balance through the various ideals a tribe has, which can make him seem heartless, so to speak. But that is neither here nor there. I am here to bring forth a message in regards to the various offers and questions. I will admit I may have lied a little bit. There is a small bit of bad news in the sense of that there still has not yet been a full agreement in Kurz's situation. That is still under discussion, though minds have been turned on a few occasions.
How long could this take exactly?
To change the minds of others, I'm not too sure. The members of the council that have a say are, for many of them, they do see the rights and wrongs, I feel that they're being overly cautious. There's only one that is adamantly against it. All the others are being cautious. The most recent one that has leaned a bit more towards my side would be Pathseeker Yenna.
Excellent.
Though he is still cautious and is still on the side of, if Kurz is spotted, then he and Fur would have to leave. He has given...
Navara,
Yes.
I respect what you are doing for and Kurz. But with the knowledge of your people's perspective and the reluctance towards it, our perspectives have also changed. I value you fighting for us and would still appreciate your assistance. However, with the risk of any sort of little incident, possibly even being misconstrued, and then leaving Fur here to possibly be kicked out, I can't in good faith leave her.
I completely understand that. Truly, I do. And the others also... Right now, the ones that are fighting, and I'm aware that, at least it sounds like your mind is made up, but I still would like to fight so that there's at least an option there. But I am still fighting the good fight, and Yenna is seeing my logic as well. In fact, his still siding on the Fur and Kurz having to leave. It's not as he's adamantly against just throwing them out into the wilderness, and that's that.
I hope that you continue to fight. I think it's just important to know where we are now standing with the enlightenment of this knowledge.
I completely understand that. I understand that the situation as is, well, as I say, I've been completely against it since it was first mentioned in our meeting.
What I would like, and I think she looks at Fur. Obviously, stop me if you think that I'm speaking for you. I think we'd like Fur to stay with the Talaria, but we would appreciate your assistance figuring out what's actually happening with her, or if there's some direction we can go in.
Absolutely.
Do you think that's correct, Fur?
I can live being soulbound to Kurz. Truly I can. But what I can't effectively live with is having to be near him for most of my time. You know, the Republic would think him as a danger, and that puts us both at risk. If there's a way where, at the very least, we can be separate without having to worry about our bond forcing us back together again, so that if there is no way that we can keep him concealed, he can at the very least go someplace safe until we can get back to him. That... I'd settle for that. If I'm being honest with you, that is an avenue that we are looking at. To explain, this is not something that we have dealt with. Understand that. This is entirely new to us. We are merely using our current knowledge and hoping, beyond hope, that it applies in this situation. Specifically, we are looking into how a connection between a dryad and their tree works. Dryads can be away from their tree, and while they have some adverse effects, it wouldn't doom them. My theory is that it might be in a similar way, and Zangsha, are essentially the smartest person in our tribe, agrees that this is a theory worth following. You were about to say something, Peach?
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember the Archdruid's name that we met.
Oh yeah.
So, which Archdruid? Is it in Referum, or?
The one that we met in like that hidden forest.
Ah, right. Yes. I remember it began with a B. Knowing one of you, you'll have it, but let me just quickly see if I can.
Let me check. Traveling forest.
I have to go back quite a few
Yeah,
sessions.
I'm trying to search through my notes right now.
Yeah, I know, because I think it was a while ago.
Forest Drake.
Yeah, it was around that part where you're at there.
Yep. Hold on. Bormir.
Bolmir?
Bomber. Yeah.
Bomyr.
Yep. I literally just found it the second you did.
Yeah, Mev looks to Aki. It reminds me of whatever Bolmir was protecting. That
Oh yes.
the
of
tree
course.
that would pass.
Yes. A forest centered around a. Did he call it the mother or something? I can't remember.
Something like that.
Yes, but I think. But it didn't seem. It seemed hollowed out almost and
Well,
fading.
Bolmir said it was dying. It's
Yes.
at the end of its life.
I'm sorry. Did you say Bomber?
Uh,
Yes, we did.
mhm.
Do you know of him?
He was a member of our tribe many years ago.
Ah,
Or a splinter of our tribe, I should say.
That makes sense. He is the one that gave us specifics about you.
Is he well?
seems to be, yes. He was protecting a magical forest glade near. Where was it again? It was in between two cities, and I can't remember which ones.
It was on the way to Sangan.
Yeah.
Yes, and so
Sangan.
yes, he was protecting a magically enhanced forest between Lonarch and Sangan.
So the Glade Mother still lives?
It seems she's around the end of her life.
Yes. Who knows how long it will be? If she may have even possibly passed as we talk. We don't know.
Maybe. Well,
The way that he spoke, his duties were kind of coming to an end.
Yes, he seemed.
Well, it's good to know he's still hale and hearty, at the very least.
But yes, that's what it reminded me of, that kind of attachment.
Yes, and
Not quite the same, but I know what you're talking about.
it's the closest thing that we have to what Fur and Curse has currently. We do know of ways to suppress, however, it'll be difficult. And I don't think it's an answer I'll be able to give immediately. But even if you were to leave immediately, I would still ask the Inner Circle to look into this. I feel, as a way of apology, we owe it to at least help in that sense.
We would appreciate that. I think, even if it's purely apologetic, we could all value from this knowledge.
To be honest,
This
the
is-
one that will enjoy figuring that out the most will be Zangsha. He is, ever since his awakening, he has been hungry for knowledge.
Awakening.
It'll make sense. As it has been decided that you are to meet the Inner Circle. Well, all except Leader. But he sends his regards.
Where is he?
I'm afraid I don't know.
And yet he has messengers, it seems.
Turles and Mother Merc are the only people that know of Leader's location.
Right. Okay.
I see.
Living some sort of
Alright.
aesthetic hermitage out in the wilderness.
No, I believe it's a case of he resides within the Everglade itself.
Ah, interesting.
Mm.
It's a shame.
Why has it been decided that we should meet with the Inner Circle?
It is several-fold. The first one was... Before you had mentioned that you yourself are going to be with the Talaria, I had arranged it for you to try and argue your case to them. That was the main reason for you meeting the Inner Circle. The other one, however, is in regards to Akris's Dragon Mark and your offer to aid us in the... For the sake of argument, we shall say it is the war. With Akris, they wish to verify that is indeed a Dragon Mark. Mother Merc has various methods, however, we are ensuring that it is the least invasive. Though, I'll make it very clear, though I know a few of the members would be annoyed at saying this detail, but it will be uncomfortable.
What kind of uncomfortable?
I cannot say, I just know that it will be uncomfortable based on what I've been told.
You don't know what she's going to do to him?
He will not come to any serious harm. At most, he might...
Can you assure that?
That is why the entire Inner Circle is there. Loath I am to admit it, Mother Merc is a valuable asset to the Circle, but she is one that few of us trust.
I, of all people, don't mind dealing with eccentrics. The problem I have is not knowing what we're dealing with. Will it be explained when we're there?
All I know is that she has a way to tell if a Dragon Mark is genuine.
Yeah, Mev looks to Aki. She looks a little concerned.
Aki looks more than a little concerned.
Yeah.
Aki sort of just looks very... He's trying to repress this... You can tell that he's trying to... Yeah, you know well enough. He's trying to repress how scared he actually is. He's trying to put on a bit of it. He's doing a Mev. He's trying to put on a bit of a brave face.
We're at least allowed to be there, right?
Yes, of course. As I say, the original reason for you to be there was to argue your case on Kerr's status if he were to remain here. They are all expecting you. So, they would be... Nobody disagreed with you all seeing us. So it'd be very difficult for them to turn around and say, actually, we don't want them all there.
You'd be surprised, but I'll take it.
And the final one is in regards to the war. there is bad news on that one. However, Zangsha has found a bit of a loophole. Leader came back to us and told us that due to our vows to the forest, we cannot directly enlist your help. Directly. However, Zangsha has pointed out that there's no harm in simply telling you of areas. After all, it could be interpreted as us simply warning you.
So essentially, you're after it's plausible deniability.
Well, yes. We could tell
Don't
you...
become too conscious of it.
Essentially, the downside with that is that we couldn't give you information as and when it happens. It would be akin to you going to a tavern and hearing rumors. But I feel this is a way we can skip around those vows. Not that I'm a fan of the vows anyway.
Spicy.
So it's a situation where we just so happen to hear.
Yes, exactly. You just so happen to hear of a situation. For example, you may just so happen to hear that this whole debacle is due to a vengeful dryad, angry at the Republic, and various factions within arguing about if it's right to enact revenge.
Yes, what a truly juicy bit of gossip.
Yes, quite so. And
Well,
the true bit of gossip I heard is that of the three major tribes, including our own, one is on the side of the Dryad, the other is not. And that the Vila themselves are also, while on our side, are against the Dryad, since the Dryad is supposedly trying to rule over all of the Morag. She gives us a very sly wink.
Yeah. Huh.
say no more.
That's interesting. Didn't know there were other tribes around.
There are several small tribes around the Morag. There's three major ones, though. Obviously, we are one of them.
And they all have similar population sizes to you and setups to you?
Even dropping the facade, that is one I'm not aware of. I don't know the sizes of the other tribes. We solemn deal with them. We are isolationists after all.
True. I was just curious as to if you had any relations between them, some sort of collaboration between the tribes.
No, we keep ourselves to ourselves. The Thurum and the Yura tribes do whatever it is that they do.
Write that down.
Yeah. Do you need spelling?
Yeah.
I will.
Fucking.
So the first tribe, it is spelled like that. And the second tribe is spelled like that.
Well, who knows after we're done where Aki's little problem might bring us.
Possibly, which is what I hope. There is a theory that we might be able to make use of I don't know how Zangsha properly described it. He talks a lot. I feel it's probably best to have him describe it to you. Of which, in regards to the meeting, it is at your discretion. You can choose when to meet with the inner circle.
Right.
Mm, when do you guys think it's a good idea? I think we should at least talk first between ourselves, but
Yes, we need contingencies, I believe.
Of course, if you wish to discuss among yourselves, then I will simply retire to my place of residence. Just ask Blip where I am. She knows where I live.
yeah, Mev bites her lip for a second and she smiles. Have you talked to Blip?
No, I'm afraid I've been busy with my current meetings with the Inner Circle.
We just spent the day together yesterday, and that was really fun.
Oh, I'm glad that you helped her out.
She's a very nice person.
She is.
She really is.
Yes, a colourful personality.
Aki, shut up. You weren't even there.
No, he means that genuine.
Yeah, Mev actually, lightly kicks your shin.
He just flashes you. What was that for? Look.
We will tell Blip, when we are ready to talk to you again.
Of course, though obviously we're not going to be beck and call. When the evening meals begin, you will lose your chance for the day.
That is understandable. We will try to not take too long. We just need to sort ourselves out.
Of course, of course. If that's the case, I will leave you to it, and I will hope to speak with you all soon. She gives like a small bow before she turns and heads off towards the center.
Okay. Yeah, Mev kind of deflates.
Yeah, Aki goes. Okay, so. Right, so. First Dryad, I'm gonna get sliced open, and we are now officially mercenaries. Is that the plan?
I
I
don't
guess,
think
but
I won't call myself a dryad.
we're using it as a kind of theoretical.
I mean,
But we can't forget we're meeting Olivia.
Yes, we can't hang around here for too much longer.
Even getting out of the Morong is going to take some time. We
Well, hopefully they at least. I don't know how much they move around, particularly in the south, but they surely must have some kind of knowledge of pathways and cut-throughs and ways of traversing the place.
Well, what I'm saying is, I think whatever is going on here, if we do want to come back, or if we do need more information about you, we may have to come back.
Great. Okay.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but that means that we have to leave for a time.
And come back through this fucking jungle.
That's right.
I mean, maybe Narava knows of some shortcuts. She seems to be banging in our corner.
That's hopefully what I'm banking on, yes.
It would be easier to cut through with someone who's lived here. It would at least shorten the travel time between journeys.
Yes, we can't rely on the good fortune of fawn ladies and giant snakes.
Yeah, Mev. And Mev definitely nods in agreement. We need something more permanent. But I just want you to be prepared, Donkey, that we may not be able to deal with everything surrounding the druids immediately.
Don't worry, I'm not greedy or self-centered enough to assume the whole revolving of the party is around me. I know.
Yeah. Mev actually looks to Kinling. And she looks back at Aki.
Just in that one split second, just this, the kindling just melts. It's like,
Are dryads elementals?
can I do a history check? Can I roll that to check?
Nature
right now?
check.
Nature check. Okay. I'm not good at nature. Oddly. Okay.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. What the fuck?
Oh, disadvantage. Oh, I got a natural one.
You have
Can't-
no idea.
Oh my god. Yeah.
They're tree women. I don't know.
Okay.
They can't be fire, other than they burn down. I no clue, frankly.
No
I thought
clue.
they were just trees. They don't have any special elemental
Well,
powers. I
that's
see.
the thing that I'm thinking is that they are literally trees. That would be like earth elementals. I don't think it's quite the same
Maybe.
because of how it was described to us back in Sangan. But, and she finally sets her eyes like fully on Kidling. If we pursue this, we might find something similar.
Oh yeah, he needs an elemental. That's right.
Yeah, he does. I actually think that Kidling was going to talk to these people about it.
Are you thinking that like our character? Are you gonna think that like we need to capture and like put like a dryad queen in his knife?
Dryads can be pretty powerful depending on how old they are.
Yeah, they can. Yeah. Just easier said than done.
Yup. Mev doesn't know that though. So
yeah, of course.
Mev, wife and a knife, she nods to Kindling. I can't really talk about strength, but I mean, it's not the end all be all if we fuck up, right? It just won't take.
Yes, but don't forget that's But regardless of, would you be pissed off if a group of strangers tried to stuff you inside of a knife?
It's an evil dryad that's destroying everyone.
My point exactly. So, because if she can, if she's elemental and will work in that regard, perfect. But if she doesn't, oh no, we're dead.
That's not exactly true. It depends
Mevla,
on how it goes.
You may be brimming with confidence, but I don't think my abilities do not exceed that of a dryad queen.
What I'm saying, Aki, is if we continue with this, we are eventually going to probably come face to face with whatever this creature is.
Almost certainly, yes.
Which means we have options. We can either talk to her and be nice and polite, which I don't think is actually going to happen considering her hostilities.
Indeed, she seems very matter of fact. Either she gets the forest or dies or burns it down or burns it down trying.
And she has a problem with the Republic as a whole. We can't exactly say, oh, don't kill us and we will help you basically absorb the entirety of the forest, even though you are killing innocent creatures. Yeah, exactly. Mev throws up her hands in like a gesture of exasperation. So, if things don't go well, it's going to lead to a hostile encounter. Unfortunately, that's just going to be the case, and we are going to have to fight her if that happens. So, if she's hostile and she's an elemental, we might be able to get Kindling what he wants, what he needs.
Indeed.
Yes, this is purely hypothetical, but I'm saying if it is how it works, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Indeed. Stop the war, and Kindling can open his book.
That's something that you will have to be prepared for either way, is that there is probably like a 90% chance that we will come face to face with this person and she will be hostile.
All right, fine. We have to be
nods.
we have to be a mount we'll have to assail once we reach it. But we haven't got there yet.
That's right. We're just
still
want to keep these things in mind. Could ask someone better with magic.
Rude.
I agree that we should talk to honestly, we could probably I've already forgotten her name. It starts with a Z. The druid lady that we just talked to.
The one that you literally just spoke to was,
Yeah.
Narava.
Yes. Narava,
Narava.
I'm sorry.
You remember
I'm sorry.
Mallory's name, despite not seeing him for an age.
I know, I'm sorry. Alright. It's probably something that we could actually ask Narava about without inciting anyone. Because let's be honest, a fucking dagger that absorbs giant elementals.
Yes, that's quite a alarmingly potent thing.
I don't feel like we should tell anyone that willy-nilly, at least around here.
No.
Narava, however, has been fairly courteous. Seems on our side, and doesn't seem like she would make a mountain out of a hill.
Yes, of all the people, I think she would be the most likely to keep it to herself.
Exactly. So, I agree, Kindling. We should talk to her and see what's up. Maybe, if we are wrong about the theory about dryads being elementals, she might know something else.
Yes. And I mean, to be honest, I'd be surprised if there wasn't some kind of elemental creature somewhere within these forests.
I would be surprised too, frankly. I mean, the way that the Morag is built, the place is fucked up.
Somewhere doesn't grow this wild and extreme and inhospitable without some influence from the elemental planes.
I just think it's a good idea to keep in mind. What do you think, Kindling? Exactly! He gets it.
Well, I can think of an even worse case scenario.
We all die?
Yes, precisely.
Huh, wonderful.
Well, you welcome death. You await its icy embrace, do you, Mevla?
Mev grins at him. Isn't it just so nice to know that we might all go out together in a blaze of glory?
I would prefer living.
I frankly prefer the idea of dying peacefully and painlessly of old age surrounded by my friends and loved ones, thank you.
You'll still be surrounded by your friends and loved ones.
Okay, fine.
Mev
at least I have that small comfort. Aki, you can see Aki from when he said that. Aki does sort of crack a small smile, but he's just more sort of he's just more like tired and grumpy. He's cranky if he doesn't get his sleep. Aki.
Fucking Mev looks to Fur, and I think we all prefer living, but come on, you know? It's exciting, we're all doing this together.
Yeah, but death is still death. I know Kurz probably doesn't mind, but I do.
You know, she shrugs. Maybe that is the end, maybe it isn't, but I say fuck it.
Funny we could be so cavalier.
Fuck him.
Right, okay, so... Have we fought worse? Than a murderous Dryad Queen?
Mm?
I mean, we fought those trolls. That's the biggest thing I've fought.
True.
We fought the
chased
Lara.
Yes, we did chase we did fight a sorceress in a sewer.
Oh god, the fucking blood thing.
Oh, sweet gravel. Yes, of course we did.
Did
Oh,
go
shit.
several rounds of Foundation Day.
Yeah, that too.
Well,
Okay, well
we've
I suppose it's been a steady uptick in steady increase in
Babe, the hardest encounter we've had so far is riddled with a Naga. And that wasn't even combat.
No, that's true. Hell, we could even maybe ask the Naga for help.
That's actually true if we find them again.
Because think about it, he by his personality and what he said, he must be hundreds of years old.
And he's been left alone in all of this, funnily
Yeah.
enough.
His insights and his party and his neutrality could be a boon.
Yeah, Memnons. Well, I don't know. I think I wouldn't say we're, surefire ready to fight the big old Dryad Queen. But
Good to see your optimism.
we're
has limits.
getting there.
Yes.
We're tougher than we think.
I think one big question, well, I guess there's one big thing we're missing out though in regards to this Dryad Queen though.
Mm-hmm.
Where is she? I know she's in the Mirage, but where?
Oh,
I mean,
that's
hopefully.
going to be something we're going to have to figure out.
Didn't. Oh, God damn it, brain. Narava. Sorry. Didn't Narava sort of insinuate that she may have an inkling of where she is?
No, from what she said, it sounded like she knows where the other two tribes stand, but that's about it.
We're probably, before we even consider facing this person, going to have to go to the other tribes. I don't think that they could really help us with the location anyways. If they're working through loopholes, telling us directly where this person is, would jeopardize that.
I've had a wretched idea.
Oh, wretched.
What if? Because frankly, I'm sorry if I'm being hyperbolic or cowardly or riddled with cowardice, but this being sent out to defeat a vengeful Dryad Queen and stopping a war, that to me sounds like a suicide mission. So perhaps a whole angle on this entire mission is a test of our abilities. Is allowing the Myrmidon to gauge how powerful we are, as part of an examination of the nature of what makes us unique.
I think, in a way, you're correct, but I also think this is far too massive and will take so much longer than a simple test.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's a case of you want to help, okay, here's some information, do what you will with it.
And see where we go from there.
Essentially, yeah.
We
That makes sense.
The thing is that we know kind of what the end result is expected to be, but we have time before we even get there. We have so many ways to go. And fuck, we aren't even going to be in the Mirage much longer because we have to go all the way down south. So who knows what developments we will make before we come back. What things will change here?
I mean, if anything goes bad, I think everyone within Karmora will know if something bad's happened.
Yes. Well, I suppose we would know something terrible has happened when the forest declares war on the world of steel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Honestly, they'd probably deserve it, but that's besides the point.
I mean, I will be honest, I do understand where, frankly, I can sort of vaguely understand where the Dryad is coming from. In a strange way. We are encroaching upon their home and destroying it.
I understand, but even the people who are trying to assist are being punished.
It is very indiscriminate, yes.
It seems kind of like...
blind rage.
Exactly. Things have gone too far.
I agree. I'm sure it's with a heavy heart the druids themselves came to that conclusion. Right.
1 second. Continue.
So, it seems we have a plan of action.
Well, we have a plan of action, at least if it comes to the druid, but what about this whole thing with the inner circle and your thing with the spider tattoo thing?
What should you call it? Dragon scale? I think no, dragon mark. That was it.
Yeah.
My mind has been run ragged at trying to imagine the ways that she could possibly find out what it is, and I'm frightened, frankly, but I will have to take them at their word that it will cause no physical scarring or malady. Apart from that, with the inner circle, I think we should be fine with them. We've had times, all of us really, have had times where we need to use our words to get out of a situation, convince people against something, or plead an argument. I think I think as long as we stay together and have clarity of message, and I don't know, we'll be fine, I think.
Agreed.
I think, frankly, in this situation, talking to a bunch of stubborn elderly druids might be our least concerning thing.
Yeah. Which means don't sweat it.
And yeah, the spider one, I assume, like, I know I'm part of you guys, but I assume that's sort of your thing that you guys are gonna do before we finish up?
Yes. I think we're planning for that to be the last thing we do, just on the off chance.
It's the last thing, but... Mev smiles at Fur. If you're coming with us, you're part of the Talaria.
No, I get that.
This is your business too.
I get that, but I am so out of the loop here. I think I'd let you guys handle this, and then when we're on the road, you can fill me in, because it sounds like it's a long story.
Agreed.
Essentially, all you need to know at the moment, we have the time of the essence.
All I know is that apparently the spider eye tattoo thing is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the biggest ideas, yes.
Okay. Fine. I'll let you lot deal with this bit, and then, as I say, you get me up to speed on the way to Port Honor, and then if we deal with it further, I'll be right there with you, able to know everything. Hopefully, maybe.
You're gonna do great, Far.
Don't we also need to get the troll's blood from what was his name? Bulgan?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
The bat-
We will
room.
do that after everything else is handled.
Okay. Right. I just want to make sure in regards to it.
It's on the list, don't worry.
Guess what do you think about this? Because just been like so like sitting down, just so it looks like.
I don't think Fur is a dryad. I'm not a tree.
It was a metaphor, my dear man. And I was being glib and facetious. I didn't mean you're literally a tree.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That it was just gonna stop there.
Yeah. Also, also that's a point actually. Well, thinking back to the Dryad fight, we do have a secret weapon. Well, we have a sodding dragon with us now, fully grown dragon.
Not fully
Yeah.
grown.
Okay, nearly fully grown.
Oh boy. No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think I've seen the book that you have. I'm nowhere near that height.
Well, isn't that exciting? You'll get so much bigger.
Getting bigger is what worries me.
Yeah, Aki glares at Mev.
Yeah, Mev. She has a smile on her face, but it looks like she knows. She knows. Okay, so. Long story short, shit's fucked. Cool.
Yeah, that
We-
sounds about right.
Let's. Okay.
We'll
First,
handle it.
first things first. I think talk to the council. See what they have to say. Somehow do that, and then give us some give us some breathing room. We leave the tribe. No. We find out about the as much as we can about the Dryad. Grab the troll's blood. Go to Port Honor. Come back.
And that's supposing that everything goes Port Honor.
Correct.
We'll do great.
And supposing that somehow the council don't decide to place us under lock and key as well. Or that I don't know, some hideous thing that I haven't even imagined. Anyway.
If they decide to put us under lock and key, then they should pick a god and pray. Because, as you say, I'm a dragon.
That's the spirit.
Yes, indeed. I'd rather not. I'd rather not have to run away from a druid village shrouded by dragonfire.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. And Mev just adjusts her stuff. She is paying attention, but she seems to be making light of it.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, oh, it's casual conversation. So, does anyone have anything else to do before we break? Before we go meet the council?
I could do with some water. And coffee, I suppose, if they have it.
Coffee here? Maybe.
Maybe plants they grow the beans, possibly. I'm shattered. But yes, we'll have to face the music, I suppose. Wait. What about the sheep? What have you done?
Huh, what have you done? That's his immediate reaction.
Do I even want to know what you have planned? Well. lovely.
Adopt?
And do what with it precisely? Just have it as a team mascot, cart it from village to village? Let the local children ride it?
Do you think that's a good idea with what we're going through? It might, instantly.
Hello?
Then it becomes a meal.
Huh. Okay.
Wait, so we're adopting a sheep just for it to be eaten?
I think it's kind of like what you do with pigs.
Right.
You raise them, they're nice and fat and happy. They're kind of pets.
And
Then you
cook-
slaughter them and eat them.
Okay, suppose if that's what you want to do.
Not
That's-
exactly what I'd pick, but okay, if you guys are okay with that.
You want to spare the resources and think it'll survive the trip out of the Mirage? And want to care for it, and then be my guest. I'm not going to stop you.
I mean, I know how to look after sheep.
In a jungle?
Not in a jungle, I just know how to look after sheep. I lived on a farm, Aki.
I know, but there's not outside of this village. There's not exactly rolling paths.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be ideal, but at the very least, I know... outside of, predators getting it, I know how to keep it alive.
Right.
Listen, if you two understand the dangers and you're prepared for it, go ahead. It's not really that big a deal.
Yes, go ahead.
Alright, yeah, let's go.
Alrighty, so you going to locate Blip to take you to, Narava's place?
Yes, but quickly, as they are walking along, Mev will tap Havelock on the back. Havelock. She slows down kind of intentionally so that you will stay with her. So you guys are a little bit behind the group.
Yeah. I see you doing this, and then just sort of, just say to Furkers and Kindling, just like come on, they'll catch up with us.
Alright. Let me just finish up my bite. Yeah, she, just gives you a smile. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to talk properly, like maybe later tonight. No, it's not about the sheep. You know how you have been specifically asking for me to be vulnerable with you. Havelock, don't do this to me. She looks exasperated. I don't do things for to just talk or for the benefit of my fucking health. I am telling you right now that I would like to have a vulnerable and important conversation with you. That is what I am saying. Okay, insight. You can't quite read it, but Mevler definitely, at the very least, looks worried. She closes her eyes for a second, looking like she's taking a deep breath. Okay. No, you... She pauses for a moment, looks down at the ground, trying to kind of piece what she should say together, And then what she wants to say? I want to have an intimate conversation with you, and you can't even come to a place where I'm comfortable. You want to go to the water? That that sounds selfish. I shouldn't be. No, it's fine. If you feel better there, then sure. Then why are you... Is something wrong today? If you want to wait, that's fine. Do you think you can handle a conversation like this? Mev looks up to you, still like that worried expression on her face, but you still can't read it very well. Yeah, I'll be fine. We'll see, you know? She fiddles with her hand, glancing down at them so that she doesn't really have to look at you. I was feeling confident before. No, it's... It's because the moment I said that I wanted to be vulnerable with you, you instantly snapped at me. It was instantly hostile, and even now, as I'm being honest with you, thinking, what's going to make you feel bad? That's... I don't need to stop caring. I need you to put me above your own feelings. That's what I need from this conversation, if we have it. We just, whenever you feel ready to, once everyone's kind of gone to bed. Yeah. Tonight, food, snacks, maybe alcohol. I humbly disagree. At least one. Yeah, it does. We should catch up. Okay. Nev will go to follow where the group went.
Alrighty. So, don't worry, I'm aware of time. I'm just gonna eke it a little bit over just to get the ending point. So, you make your way over to Blip and ask for her to direct you through to Lady Navara's residence, which she does relatively quickly. The building is relatively unremarkable. It is akin to your own lodging, so substantially bigger. Blip lets you into Navara's residence, where you can see there's sitting rooms, a small area in the corner for reading, a bedroom, a kitchen. In the sitting room, you see Navara still doing some more woodwork. As you arrive, she looks like, "Ah, good, you're here. I suppose this means then that you are ready to meet with the inner circle?"
Is Octane not going to talk?
No, sorry, my mic was muted.
Whoops.
Yes, I think time is of the essence with that one.
Of course. I've been informed of a small caveat, though not a serious one. They are refusing Kurz to be among the inner council, though he is free to remain within my residence.
At least there's a small kindness. He's not chained. Not upset. Not. We need to have a discussion, I suppose. So, fine. For now, he will stay here. But he is not to be touched, harmed, or even looked at. Is that clear?
I've made it very clear to any of the guards that they are, even if my house was to burn down, they are not to force their way in.
Good, thank you.
Though, Kurz, you're entitled to your own statements towards them, and I would like to be the one to pass that over to them. I will go with whatever the Talaria wish. That is all. Very
Right. Right, Kaz. You are one of our number. All the same as any of us.
very well. I'll make it clear that the Talaria's desire is your desire. Right. Let us be quick about it then. She heads over to the sitting area and just mutters some words, and the wooden bark wall sort of like ripples a bit before it splits apart, showing what appears to be a small glade with some individuals across through it. Come on then, the spell will not hold forever. She quickly steps through.
What's up, bitches?
In we go. Wahoo!
All right. So, you all step through into this glade. Very familiar to the one that you had been in Balmier, though much more vibrant, much more vegetation. Aki, you can actually see in the distance, sort of between the trees, what appears to be almost like an elvish woman, though her skin has a brownish red hue, and her hair is very wiry, almost keeping a solid form as she sways side to side on the branch that she's sitting on. Ahead of you is several individuals. You recognize one of them as Tullus, The other you see, however, is a Goliath, a Green Dragonborn, a Simic Hybrid, and another individual which you can't ascertain, though she is hunched over with a porcelain mask over her face.
Okay.
Tullus starts mid-conversation with the rest of the inner circle before turning to look at you all. Ah, good, Talaria. Welcome to this meeting spot. The Daughter of the Everglade has agreed to have this be our discussion area. Allow me to introduce the inner circle as a whole. I am Speaker Tullus, as you already know, and you are already aware of Head Tender Navarra.
Indeed.
This individual indicates to the large Goliath. This is Plant Singer Vugv. Indicates to the Simic. This is Scholar Zanksha. Points to the Green Dragonborn. This is Pathwalker Yenna. And points to the individual in the porcelain mask. And this is Mother Merc. Leader also sends his greeting, but business prevents him from attending.
Of course.
Now. Yes?
Just my notes, I might need a list of those of the council.
Yep, sure.
Thank you.
Now then,
There you are.
we shall put our current conversation aside and discuss the main part. You all. And that's where we're going to end it for this session.
Yay.
Yay.
I feel like this session was especially soap opera-y.
You were just going to have the EastEnders theme playing. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
Holy shit, man.
this was a fun session.
So just putting in the names. There we go.
Thank you, Thomas. Speaker Talos, Head Tender Navarra, Plot Singer Vugth, Venna, and Mother Merc. Ace. Okay. Who was the one in the mask again?
Mother Merc.
That's it. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Simic Hybrid. That's cool.